Good morning. Happy New Moon Day. Yeah, at 11:31 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time this morning, we will have a new moon birthing a new lunar cycle, a very powerful lunar cycle of shift and change in Cancer at 24 degrees. The sun and the moon are united exactly at the same degree, and that's what ignites a new lunar cycle and a new moon. So put your feet on the floor. I'm so glad you're with me. And we're going to just drop into our hearts really quickly. So put your palms up in your lap, ready to receive the energies of this time. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as you feel your feet and feel the breath come from all the way below your feet up through your whole body, knowing that it's not just air and oxygen, but prana, life force from source, filling every one of those trillion cells of your magnificent being. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you can make your exhalation a little longer than your inhalation, you will calm your parasympathetic nervous system even more. Breathe up and in, all the way to the top of your head, knowing it's filling every cell of your body with prana. And as you breathe out, white light pours down through your crown, dissolving any negativity, dissolving anything that keeps you from being in the present moment here with me on this wonderful new moon day. Breathe in. And again, let that white light fill every cell of your body on the exhalation, clearing, cleansing, purifying, becoming more and more present. As you feel your hips supported by the chair, your shoulders drop away from your ears. Inhale. And on this exhalation, your consciousness drops from your head, all that thinkety-think down behind your facial mask, through your throat, down through your chest, coming to rest in your heart. You might put your hand on your heart, touching it lightly to really, really land yourself in that space. Inhale, beautiful, rosy quartz light of self-love. Fill your heart, every chamber, every cell. Inhale that beautiful, rosy ray of self-love. Feel your heart welcome this energy. And on the next inhalation, inhale emerald green light, filling your heart with this energy of healing, that your heart may open to love again. And love, love, love more. Breathe in. And as you exhale, this energy that's filled your heart, this beautiful self-loving, healing, loving energy moves out to fill every cell of your body. Now it moves through your skin, filling your auric field and filling the area, the room around you, the environment around you. Feel this energy of love filling all of the trillion cells of your whole body and all of the environment that your expression as source sustains and creates around you. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and open your eyes and come back to be with me. It's a big week, lunarly speaking. We've got the new moon today, and this new moon is accompanied by quite a setup. So it may not be a very peaceful week for you because we are now majorly in fast track mode. And it's not going to let up because we signed on for this time, and that means that we are strong enough and are equipped to deal with the influx of light that's coming to our planet and with the marching orders that are being given to us. And those marching orders have shifted, will shift as of this week. We have the new moon, and then by tomorrow, the lunar nodes will have shifted. And we have had the lunar nodes in Taurus and Scorpio, north and south respectively. and they are shifting into Aries and Libra. So this is the last day of the South Node in Scorpio. It's been an intense ride. And it's asked us to really be willing to excavate the old wounds, the areas where we don't forgive, the areas where we would rather be at war with ourselves and with others than at peace. And on this last day, you're really asked to look at what you want to let go of. If you're craving a state of freedom, I know I have been in this 7 year with Saturn in Pisces, ask yourself what you are going to release. This new moon might be a great time to do a burning goal ceremony as you set your intentions and you really look at what you're willing to release into this last powerful degree, 0 degrees of the South Node in Scorpio, and what you're willing to fertilize and cultivate and be in greater relationship with the earth and your body and your senses and your finances as this North Node moves out of Taurus and into Aries. So it moves out of the sign of values and what you need to be who you are into Aries, which is the sign that is the spark of spirit initiating itself, saying, I am here, I am human, basically. So as we look at this, one of the things that this new moon asks us to do is to have more compassion for ourselves. It brings, Cancer is the sign where the moon is at home, very emotional, also highly intuitive. It rules the stomach, the breasts, the gut. You're asked to trust your gut. You know, the last full moon in Capricorn, that super full moon, put you in touch with where you do not trust or where you could cultivate more trust, and where you might be hard on yourself regarding what you've manifested so far this year. Well, remember, the game's changing. May declared that for sure with that eclipse in Taurus at 29 degrees telling you that a door had closed. What door has closed for you? This new moon may make it very, very clear as the sun and the moon are in opposition to Pluto. So not only do we have new beginnings, but we have endings. We have the promise held out of transformation, but we're being asked to release our old traditional way of doing things and perceiving power. This is big, big stuff. So it's a great time to set an intention, which is what this day is all about, to set an intention to have more compassion in your life, to embrace the mother archetype, where you may have not felt unconditionally loved, but where you can aim unconditional love toward yourself and fill your well with that and look at the conditions that come up from childhood, from now, that you still carry with you. And it's a great time to set a health intention for gut health, literally, for your stomach health, and also to do your self breast exam or your self pectoral exam. This is the time to really look at these areas of your body and get them in order, because Cancer being ruled by the moon has so much to do with the way you feed yourself, the way you nurture yourself and others. How much sacred self-care time do you have in your life? It's very important, because wherever you are is sacred holy ground. Whole I. How can you come into more wholeness? The inner child. This is a very creative cycle, because it's a cycle of birth, the inner child, the mother archetype, home and family, all your roots. Going back to your roots all falls under the umbrella of Cancer. This is feminine energy, so it's receptive, magnetic energy. It's water. Cancer is a water sign. And one of the challenges of water, as well as it can be a good thing, is memory. But the challenge with Cancer energy is it hangs on like the crab and it just doesn't let go of the past. And we are moving forward. Next January, we'll have Pluto in Aquarius, the futurist, telling us we've got to move forward. So we really have these cosmic setups to help us clear the decks, so to speak, so that we're ready to move into new waters. This is cardinal energy, and due to the nodal shift and the fact that we have Aries In Aries, we have a grand cardinal cross in effect. The cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. And so cardinal energy is unstoppable. So depending on how much you're willing to accept, forgive, and release, and committed to moving forward, doing things differently, releasing some of the old traditional ways that don't work anymore. Depending on how willing you are becoming unstoppable. These energies, these cosmic energies support you in that. You are so much bigger than you have any idea. Your magnificence encompasses and embraces the universe. You are the universe, and the universe never falls out of order. From the lunar rhythms to the dwarf planets, the transpersonal planets that are out there now, from Sedna to Haumea to Maki. You may have been running into some information about these new bodies with long orbits that have come to support us in this cosmic dance of evolution that we are moving forward into. It's a great time cycle to look at how you feed yourself on all levels, from nutrition to your emotions. This is where the feelization that I practice with you is so powerful, because your emotions, when they're translated into feelings, when they're harnessed by feelization, visualization, then stepping in and feeling that frequency, and then vibrating in your life, living at that frequency daily, you fast track your progress. You lift up your frequency all the time, and you manifest much faster because you're living in it right now. So don't let the window dressing of the dream world get in your way and convince you that it's other than that. You are a creator. And as I said, this is a very creative cycle. Birth, rebuild, these are all keywords for this cycle. So I'm gonna talk about the new moon a bit, and then I'm going to move into what this shift in the nodal axis means collectively and personally. So as you move through this new moon time, be aware of your words. This is what this last cycle asked you about, to be aware of your words. If you are someone who has not been aware of their words, you may find that that this particular next couple of weeks brings issues up in your face. Compassion begins with you. Compassionate verbiage and compassion for yourself and your process, and knowing that mistake just means you get to take it again. Keep your feet on the ground and press on with, and this is one of the things that this grand cardinal cross tells you, and that is press on with whatever is required with this master archetype of the Divine Mother and unconditional love. Be in your heart as much as possible. Trust your gut. Make that 18-inch journey from head to heart, but also gut to heart. If you can stay centered there while listening to what your gut is telling you, oftentimes your higher self will speak through that instinctual knowingness in your gut. So don't think it away. Mars is still in Virgo, and it can be hypercritical, and it can overthink things and be obsessive and talk you right out, telling you that it's not logical or it's not realistic. But your intuition is telling you it's true. So cultivate your intuition during this cycle. Watch for defensiveness, because there is a square to Eris, the warrior goddess, and it's in Aries. That Eris is traveling in Aries, and it's square this new moon. So what can normally be the crab's protective nature can turn into defensiveness. So just be aware of that. And you might find also, as with this Pluto opposition, that, emotions are high. They can be very high at the time of this new moon. I know I've heard from some friends over the weekend of things that have really flared in their lives, in a water way, very emotional. And so remember from the Course in Miracles, and if you can fathom this quote, it's really, really amazing. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Doesn't mean not to have healthy boundaries or to stand up for yourself. But just know that you don't solve a problem, you don't find the solution to a problem at the level at which the problem was created. You have to do something innovative and new. So as we move on through the day, tonight you might find that, that nobody wins if you get into an argument that's warlike. As I said, 0 degrees Scorpio, that's ruled by Mars. And Mars is in Virgo. So, war of the words may be tempting, but it's not going to be productive. And it can throw you right out of your frequency field, right out of your new moon frequency field. So love, love, love. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Not empathy. That's different. And there's a use for that, but compassion. So as you move into this day and you move toward the new moon, you want to set clear intentions. What do you want to birth, create regarding home and family, health, relationships, business? What do you want to manifest in these areas? What do you want to create? And what are you willing? What do you know you must release so that you can reclaim the energy? And you can always, get a reading from me if you want a cosmic clarity conversation, because we've got the eclipses are going to change their complexion as the nodes move. And as the nodes move, they are in square with this new moon. They're in square orb right now, but it's going to become more intensified tomorrow and as the week moves on. So you make a clear, concise intention, and a word that I've shifted lately. I usually say, I am happy and thankful. I happily and thankfully. And now I say with some of them, I am thrilled and thankful to create, to manifest whatever it is that you want to put after that. Make it as concise as possible. And then you can do some release work if you spend some time with this process, because this is a real kind of doorway opening new moon as we look at what we were asked, the door that closed behind us, and get more clarity on that, and the path that is opening before us now and that we want to open with our creative impulses and with our loving heart. And so you get a visual with each intention. The process is that you declare your intention out loud, move into a meditative state, drop into your heart, and get a visual, full-blown living technicolor visual of what it looks like to have that intention manifest right now. And as you do this, really, really enjoy the process. Really picture what it looks like. Allow other ideas, other facets of it to come in. And then breathe in, and as you breathe out, step into the picture you've created and feel what it feels like with every fiber of your being, with every parsec of your existence. Feel what it feels like to have that intention manifest right now. Really enjoy the feeling, the excitement, the enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a big one to feel. Might even be relief. See what unfolds as you step in with your feelings. Hold it for at least 17 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute or two, especially with the new moon. Really spend some time with your feelization. With Cancer being, some say, the most emotional sign of the zodiac, Your feelization will be ramped up and really, really powerful at the time of this new moon. So be aware of that. Take the time. You're worth it. This is an important, some consider it the most important month of the year. So just be aware of that with everything that we've gone through. And the Cancer moon tunes you into the past. It tunes you into how you perceive emotional security. So you can ask yourself what that means to you, how you want to be nurturing and nourishing yourself and those around you. What do you want to heal with your family? With your family of origin and perhaps friends, relationships. And when you have really risen to the frequency of your intention and if you're embodying it, you're feeling it, let it move out into your auric field so that you are vibrating at that frequency on the inner and the outer. And then you open your eyes and write your notes, write 3 action steps that you will take to move this intention forward, and mark a date and a time. Put it on your calendar so that you're committed to it. Pluto in Capricorn is powerful when you commit to a strategy, a plan, to actions. And then gratitude. Write your gratitude. That's the fertile soil that all intentions are planted in, is gratitude. It shifts you, and it will shift you all day long. If you just, anytime you're feeling challenged, move into gratitude, especially, and also when there's something in front of you that doesn't seem like it deserves your gratitude at all. Because when you shift that, it's as though a phalanx of angels comes to join you in shifting the energy of that situation. And I want you to remember that as the week goes on, because the week is going to be not necessarily so peaceful, but that's up to you. Continually bringing yourself into center, into your heart, and allowing yourself to be peace, to be the peace that you wish to see and experience in your world. So tomorrow, we have the lunar nodes shifting. And one of the big messages is that we are moving in relationship. Libra is the sign of relationship. It's also justice, fairness, peace. This is the south node. The nodes are positions on the ecliptic of the moon, where the ecliptic of the moon, the orbit of the moon, and the orbit of the earth intersect. This creates what's called an ecliptic. And the nodes stay in particular signs as they move for 18 months. So when we look at Libra as the south node, this is what the collective and what each of us individually is being asked to move away from, to leave the detritus of the old way of doing relationships behind as we move from thousands of years, probably, of codependence into a new paradigm of interdependence. The north node in Aries tells us where we're going. It shows us what we're supposed to move toward. And it reminds you that to have the relationships you desire, you have to be your own partner first. So the collective is asked to remember that they're in relationship to everything and everybody and the earth as well, because the 2 Venus-ruled signs are Taurus, where Jupiter is now, and Uranus, guiding us to reconnect, to forge a solid connection to the earth and an awareness that we are of the earth. We are sustained by the earth. We are not separate. And the attributes for you to develop on a personal level. And this is from Jan Spiller. She has a wonderful book on all the nodes called Soul Astrology. So the work in these areas will help uncover hidden gifts and talents. As I said, Cancer is very creative energy, and you might have felt a door closed, but it's like, oh, what do I do now? Well, cultivate independence, self-nurturance, self-awareness. This is Aries stuff, right? Trusting your impulses, talked about that. Courage, constructive self-interest, and moderation in giving. So you might even want to, back up the tape and go over those again. I'm going to repeat them again. Independence, self-nurturance, self-awareness, trusting your impulses, gut knowingness again, right? Courage, courage, heart, constructive self-interest, moderation in giving. And the tendencies to leave behind, which will help make your life easier and more enjoyable, are seeing, now this is what you're releasing, right? These tendencies, the tendency to see yourself through other people's eyes, debilitating selflessness, being Mr. or Ms. Nice, obsessive attachment to fairness and justice, codependence, attachment to external harmony as opposed to internal, and a tit-for-tat mentality. So those are some things for you to release and to cultivate. And you can even go back over those if you want some hints for your new moon intentions. If you want to set a new moon intention around relationships, it's always good to do that. And one of the really quotes that I love by Khalil Gibran when he talks about relationship and marriage is walking beside each other in the same direction with enough room between you to grow. I love that. That's a paraphrase, but I've always remembered that quote. So the Achilles heel of this nodal placement is a preoccupation with justice. My survival is dependent on everybody playing fair with me, but it's a bottomless pit. You have to play fair with yourself first and have healthy boundaries. So also, this nodal axis will ask us to avoid the pitfall of an endless search for an ideal committed partnership. The completeness you seek can only come from within yourself and your own achieved individuality. So take the risk to be yourself and go in your own direction, and the appropriate people will be drawn to you. So trust that. You're going to be asked to do the work, and you're going to see stuff show up in relationships, and your relationship with yourself too, which continues that Gemini theme from last month, your self-talk. How's your relationship with yourself? So for healthy relationships, be your own partner first so that you're strong, confident, and supported by you, filling your well of self-love, dropping into the heart, opening it to yourself first, and loving yourself. Love yourself without limits. See what that brings up, right? So North Node people born with the North Node in Aries are leaders and innovators and pioneers. And this is what you're asked to be now. And with a square to this new moon and to Pluto, you're being asked to really listen to the messages, to be willing to look at the challenges and the obstacles that you have to moving into the leader, your own inner leader, being the innovator, letting those old traditional habits and patterns, those old ways of doing and being go, so that you are able to do your thing. And with Chiron and Eris in Aries, there is potential for healing. So know that this is why things are being brought up. This is why you may find some Mars-like people in your atmosphere. And with the Venus in Libra, it's really an 18-month period of balance, coming into balance and harmony. And what does that mean for you? What does that mean in your relationships? So you might find tomorrow, Tuesday, that old self-doubts could create some angry exchanges. Heart drop, high road, go, look at what feels right, what feels good. This is a water cycle, water lunar cycle. The full moon is going to be in Aquarius. So we've still got this quincunx, this dance of adjustment going on between where we need to where we want to hang on, where we want to protect ourselves. And the Aquarius full moon says, where are you stepping out? to express your unique individuality, to express your creativity uniquely. So Wednesday, creative solutions may be available on Wednesday. So watch for that. Be working your visualization and looking at your action steps every day. This is a period of time to do the work, and this is a lunar cycle in the lunar time of year as the light diminishes. We're still having these massive solar flares, so really, really do sacred self-care. Be a good mommy to yourself and bring out your inner child, that inner child that used to just finger paint. That I remember being in grade school and painting, doing this odd kind of art thing with buttermilk and crayons and paint, get my hands in it. So really be willing to be hands-on with what you're creating and to welcome your inner child. You need that innocence. You need that willingness to just do it, to just create, to just try something new. So as the week moves on, you'll find that there are opportunities for reconciliation as possible. And on Thursday, the moon moves into Virgo. Actually, on tonight after 9 p.m., the moon moves into Leo. So Leo's passionate, creative, self-expressive. So that's a beautiful movement to have while we're still in this new moon phase. Remember, the new moon rises at dawn and sets at sunset. And we don't see it for the first day or two. And then that silvery sliver appears, that where you can actually see the moon in it, sometimes in shadow. So you see the promise of the cycle there. And Leo reminds you to move into your heart. As the moon moves through Leo and it squares Jupiter in Taurus, you may find that there's excessive drama. So avoid excessive drama. Find a way to channel that. Remember last cycle, I think the last time I spoke with you, I talked about Leos wanting to create things that are colorful and vibrant and showy. So you might combine that with your new moon visualizations as you move forward through the week. So on Thursday, the moon moves into Virgo, and we have Saturn and Mars squaring each other. So people could be quite demanding. With Mars in Virgo, they could be hypercritical around efficiency, around my way is the right way. But just keep remembering your heart drop, keep remembering to trust your gut, keep remembering to breathe and stay calm. Watch your emotional nature. It'll give you clues as we move into the crescent phase on Friday. You'll get clues to the habits and patterns that keep you stuck in the past and where you are continuing to release under the influence of Pluto. The weekend takes us back to April 2022. So if you journal and take notes, daily on what's going on in your life, look back to April of 2022, because something that was innovative spiritually and creatively could be a touchstone there for you. I ask you to have faith and to accept and forgive so that you can, whatever's gone on since then that might have gotten you a little off course, where you need a course correction. It's okay. It's all growth. You've been navigating an amazing time, and you're still on the planet. We all know people who are not on the planet anymore. And so we've opted to continue to be here and do the work. And not that they're not on the other side helping us. Not that they did anything wrong to leave. It was just their time, their choice. So allow a couple of weeks for this nodal shift and for all the energies that are unleashed. Like I said, Cardinal, Grand Cross, unstoppable energy that's being released. And you may find that that's bringing up a lot of emotional stuff, just a lot of things that are telling you to slow your roll. Take the time to really work with these energies, to tap into them, to feel them, to remother yourself and your inner child. More love, more allowing the creative juices to flow, more self-care. So it's quite a week, beginning with a big display of cosmic fireworks, so to speak. Monday and Tuesday. Cancer is the like the waves of the ocean, whereas Scorpio is deep water. Pisces is merging with the oneness. Cancer is that energy that dances on the top of the ocean, the waves, the sparkling sunlight on the waves. It can feel like a roller coaster. And those of you who have Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra energy, as well as the Scorpio energy, may find that this is a somewhat challenging time, to put it mildly, right? And just know that it's that holding on as opposed to just let go, let God, let Source swim in all the waves and all the rhythms and vibes of your life, and inform your intentions with grace. Be grateful, appreciate everything about your life. Know that something is ending. This is a loaded new moon because with this opposition of Pluto and the shift in the nodes, we have got death, release, along with birth, making the way so that you can reclaim the energy that's been tied up in old patterns and habits of emotion that don't serve anymore, and old relationship models and connections that are not aligned anymore. You can always go back to your values work. It's one of the big, big messages with all this beautiful energy in Taurus, to always go back to your values and what you're creating and what you want to birth, the world you want to birth. You are that world. Every morning when you open your eyes, you decide to be that incarnation, that expression of Source, and you will create your world. And remember, as I said last week, you're going to release self-judgment, blame, shame, guilt. They will not help you in your ascension process. So we're clearing out everything that blocks, all the blockages to self-love. It's big work. It's work that the earth has been waiting for us to do for thousands of years. And so it's landing on us, right? And we're each being asked to do it. Be brave. Be courageous. Step into these new moon energies like the leader, the pioneer, the warrior, the nurturer, the compassionate, divine mother and inner child that you are. Touch with your base with your family. Heal whatever's calling for healing. Just beam love toward it. Regardless of what is coming back at you, you are the matrix. You are the change that you want to see in the world, in your world. As we are in this time of awakening, collapse, and rebuilding going on right at the same time. So know that. Just know that. And listen and be grateful. If you have food, a roof over your head, etc., if you have these things, be grateful and lighten up. Carry that forward with you from the last cycle, that enlightenment means lightening up. Have a beautiful week. Creating. You are all creators, and you are all just beaming love and light into the world, and that is so, so needed. You know, you're that percentage of light workers that are doing that are here, that are the way showers. You are the light. You're the lamp unto your own feet, and you are lighting the way, the path to a new world of creation in this time of the year that reminds us, as I said, to slow our roll. And the retrogrades are bringing us messages, and the lunar nodes are going to bring us messages too. So hold on to your hat. Have a great week. I love you so much. How much? I love you to the moon and way beyond.